Greek Mythology, Chapter 3. How the Seasons Came to Be. Long ago, when the world was young, there were no such things as seasons. The sun shone and the rain fell in equal measures all year round, and a goddess named Demeter took care of everything that grew. It was she who drew new shoots from the soil and made the flowers bloom, who added the blush to ripe apples and turned the corn golden in the fields. Demeter had a daughter named Persephone, who was as pretty as wildflower. Her mother loved her so dearly, she barely ever let her out of sight. But one day, something happened that would change that forever. Persephone was picking violets in a meadow with her friends when the ground beneath them started to shake. Then, with a deafening roar, the earth split wide open, and a chariot pulled by 4 jet black horses burst out of the chasm. As it thundered past them, a cloaked figure leaned out and swept Persephone off her feet. Persephone's friends could do nothing but watch in horror as the chariot swung around and plunged back into the chasm, taking poor Persephone with it. Then, as suddenly as the opening had appeared, the ground closed up again. When the girls told Demeter, she rushed to the meadow. The grass was unruffled, betraying no signs that anything had happened. "Tell me who took my daughter," she demanded, pounding the ground in frustration. The meadow remained silent. Demeter was inconsolable. For the next year, she searched the world for signs of her daughter, but all in vain. Meanwhile, everything she had tended so lovingly was neglected. The sun shone too harshly, and the rain forgot to fall. Fruit withered, crops failed, and entire forests simply lay down and died. Months passed, and animals and people began to die of starvation. But Demeter didn't even seem to notice. Eventually, the king of the gods, Zeus, summoned her to his palace in the clouds above Mount Olympus. Demeter hurried there, with hope rising in her heart. "Have you found out who took my daughter?" she asked as soon as she arrived. "I've known all along who it was," Zeus answered. "What?" gasped Demeter. "Why didn't you tell me?" Zeus fixed the goddess with a piercing gaze. "Be honest. You wouldn't give up your daughter for anyone, would you? No matter how suitable a match." "No man is good enough for her," replied Demeter. "It is not a man I'm talking about," Zeus said. "It's Hades, god of the underworld, who took Persephone." Demeter turned white. "She's in the land of the dead?" she whispered. "It's even worse than I feared." "How do you know she isn't happy there?" asked Zeus. "Hades is clearly in love with her, although I admit his courtship may have been a little unusual." "Unusual?" cried Demeter. "It is unforgivable." Zeus sighed. "Then it seemed I have little alternative," he muttered. He called to Hermes, the messenger god. "Go down into the underworld," he told him. "See what you can do to get Persephone back." Deep in the underworld, Hermes found Persephone and Hades sitting in a dark underground garden. Instead of flowers and shrubs, the garden was full of crystals and sparkling gemstones. In fact, there was nothing you'd find in a normal garden except for one small twisted fruit tree. Hades frowned when he saw Hermes. "What brings you here?" he asked. "Zeus sent me," Hermes answered, sitting down beside Persephone. "How are you?" he asked her gently. "Hades treats me very well," Persephone replied, glancing at the pale, handsome god at her side. "But living down here in the dark all the time is—" Her voice trailed away as she saw Hades' mournful expression. She looked down at her hands. "I'm terribly homesick. I miss the sunshine and the sky. And I miss my mother most of all." Hermes turned to Hades. "You must let her return," He told him. "That's impossible," Hades said stubbornly. "I love her. I can't live without her." "Nor can anyone else," said Hermes sharply. "The earth is falling to wrack and ruin because of her mother's grief. It is Zeus' will that Persephone be returned." Hades sighed. If it came down to Zeus' will against his own, there was no doubt who would win. Then something occurred to him. "Just a minute," he said. "It's only possible to leave the underworld if nothing passes your lip while you are here," he said. "The fates made that rule a long time ago, and it cannot be altered." "True," Hermes agreed. Even Zeus would not deny the age-old law. "Persephone, have you eaten anything since you've been here?" he asked. Persephone bit her lip and didn't answer, but her glance strayed to the little fruit tree. "You shared a pomegranate with me," prompted Hades. "Don't you remember?" "I only ate 6 seeds," Persephone protested. "Is that enough to mean that I can never go home?" "But why do you want to leave?" Hades asked. "I've made you my queen. I love you more than anything." "If you love me so much," Persephone retorted, "you'll let me go home and see my mother." Hades looked desperately sad. "If I let you go, your mother would never allow you to return," he said quietly. "We'd never ever see one another again." Instead of looking glad, as Hermes expected, Persephone suddenly looked very forlorn at the idea. When the couple turned to him for an answer, he said, "The only possible solution is this. For 6 months of the year, one for every seed she has eaten, Persephone must stay here with you, Hades. For the other 6 months, she must go home to see her mother." Hades pressed Persephone's hand to his lips with a cry of joy, and she couldn't help but smile. That year, when Persephone arrived home, the earth blossomed with Demeter's joy. Thousands of green shoots burst through the soil. New leaves unfurled in the trees, and flowers sprang into bloom everywhere. All summer long, everything thrived. But as the time of Persephone's departure drew near, the grass turned brown, flowers faded, and trees shed their leaves like tears. For the 6 months that Persephone lived in the underworld, all of nature mourned with Demeter. Since then, every year has gone through the same cycle. When summer approaches, the earth sings with life. When winter comes, it falls silent again, sorrowfully awaiting the return of the spring.